Alright guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. I made a post yesterday that Peter Obi has been given the mandate from political giants to flag the ticket of the All Africa Democratic Congress ahead of 2027 presidential election. The reason is this. Recall that the problem of this coalition as at 2023 was because of the disagreement between the political elite. The question is, who are we going to support? So the refusal of these personalities coming together to support a particular individual gave room for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become president of Nigeria, and that's the reason Nigerians are undergoing the penury they are going through today. But the narrative have changed ahead of 2027 as these personalities, as expected of Nigeria, has come together to say, okay, it is time for us to form a coalition and then support a particular candidate. But looking at the analysis and looking at the permutation ahead of 2027, the question was earlier raised, how were they going to settle the issue of the zoning structure? You know that the zoning structure is currently for the Southerners. The zoning structure is currently for the South, actually. So that's the reason Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently the president of Nigeria. So that zoning is supposed to continue till 8 years. So Bola Tinubu Ahmed is supposed to be in power for 8 years. But as it stands now, the narrative seems to have changed. Bola Tinubu might end up being a one-term president. Yes, it is very obvious that Bola Tinubu will end up being a one-term president. Why do I say so? A coalition have come together to form one unit, to form a one body, and they have decided to file a single candidate and give such candidates their support. But what would have actually forestalled this coalition is the candidature, the zoning structure. So Peter Obi, has been a Southerner, has accepted to do one tenure, then probably hand over to a Northerner after 4 years. But one shocking thing is, why would Peter Obi accept a one term? Peter Obi, in his right wisdom, have promised Nigerians that he doesn't need a 2-term to transform this country. That is to say that the man has every technical know-how to move this country from the state where it is now to a better platform, to a better height. He has said that he needs just one tenure to transform Nigeria and make it what people would be envy of. So this single decision has given room for Peter Obi to be the most preferred candidate, being that he pulled his weight during the 2023 election from Labour Party. He came from nowhere and he surmounted every other political party. If not for the electoral system of Nigeria, Peter Obi should have been the president of Nigeria as it stands now. But because he has accepted this single term proposal, then it is rest assured that Peter Obi is going to flag the flag party. He's going to be the flag party bearer come 2027. So a lot of Nigerians have come together to issue their own support to. From my previous video, you saw that in 2023 election, the Africa Democratic Congress came together to sync their political platform and give it to the Labour Party. That made Peter Obi more recognized, owning that the Africa Democratic Congress principles and policies falls in line with Peter Obi's agenda. So they decided to adopt him. So now again, this party have become the platform that the coalition have decided to use. And Peter Obi, being the right person, that his agenda and political principles falls in line with that of the African Democratic Congress, gives him the room to flag the party ticket come 2027. Now, as a Nigerian, I don't even need a soothsayer to tell me that Peter Obi is the right man for the job, because for a politician to promise you single term, that is to say that this person is actually putting Nigeria first aside his own personal ambition. For people to come together and say, okay, we are projecting a southerner to go on one term and then hand over to the north, means that these people are being selfless. These people are projecting Nigeria. Nigerian interest is paramount for them. And so Peter Obi stands the right chance to become the flag bearer of the party come 2027. Although Peter Obi has actually faced criticism, especially from opposition parties, saying that he lacks what it takes to lead Nigeria to a greater height, that he lacks what it takes to bring Nigeria out of the shackle and bondage of the All Progressive Congress. But one thing that is so shocking is that Peter Obi has already drawn his leadership permutation, the way he's going to drive Nigeria and drive her out of poverty. This is one thing the All Progressive Congress never did. They only came to tell you that it was their turn, and that is exactly what is playing out. A person who has no agenda before assuming an office definitely would have nothing to offer, because the weight of the office will overwhelm him. Because even when you have something to offer, when you get to office, you see that there are pressures. So these pressures might tend to overwhelm you, but it will not bring you down to nothing. But when you have no reason of ascending to a particular throne, when you get there, you'll be faced with a lot of challenges that will definitely mar whatever it is that you represent. So as it stands now, these people has failed. It is no longer news that these people have failed. So, so guys, I actually promise you that I'm going to keep you guys abreast with the happenings surrounding our political community ahead of 2027 election. So I'm going to be following up the Africa Democratic Congress bit by bit, and I will definitely give you updates on how things are going. But ahead of 2027, we want to assure Nigerians that the right candidate is going to be flagged, and everybody should be ready, buckle up, and be ready to give the support to the candidate of the Africa Democratic Congress. In that way, Nigeria can be pulled out of abject penury.